Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Luke Beller. So the news about the defensive coordinator just broke from Rob Demovsky. It came out that Joe Barry is going to be the next defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. And honestly, I feel like he's a guy that sort of came out of nowhere in the past 24 hours. Because, with Mike Pettin being fired, the Packers decided to bring in 9 different guys who they interviewed, starting earlier this week. And we sort of covered that on this channel throughout the entire week. And coming into last night, a report came out from Tom Silverstein sort of talking about it seemed that there were 2 guys who were going to be finalists, or I guess 2 guys that Packers really had their eye on. And those 2 guys were Jim Leonhard and Ejiro Evero. And then this morning it came out that Jim Leonhard decided that he didn't want to take the defensive coordinator job for the Green Bay Packers. So unfortunately, it seemed like he was basically the front runner, and if he would have agreed, it seemed that he would have been the Packers defensive coordinator. And lots of the reasons for that, it seems that, he's been coaching at Wisconsin, he has a family living there, and maybe, he wants to continue to move on with Wisconsin to hopefully become the, the head coach there at some point in the future. And we've seen in the past, he turned down a defensive coordinator job from the Rams in 2018. So, we were sort of wondering, is he going to accept this job? And unfortunately, he is not accepting the job for the Green Bay Packers. And so then I assumed, okay, if he's the one who's out, then I was sort of assuming it was going to be Ejiro Evero. But I guess that he was not picked, and the Matt LaFleur and them decided, okay, let's shine Joe Barry instead. And so Joe Barry, he is one of the guys who does have more experience as a defensive coordinator. Unfortunately, his experience so far, he hasn't looked too good in his time as a defensive coordinator. So back in 2007 and 2008, he was the defensive coordinator with the Detroit Lions. In 2007, the Lions were 7-9. And in 2008, that was the year the Lions went 0-16. And in those 2 years as a defensive coordinator for the Lions, they ranked last in yards allowed and points allowed in both of those seasons. And so that's definitely a little bit, troubling, you could say. It was a long time in the past, and who knows, that Lions team was probably not very good anyways. So who knows how much blame you can throw solely on him. And then his second time as a defensive coordinator was in Washington, 2015 and 2016. He was the defensive coordinator there. And in that time, the defense was ranked 28th in yards allowed in both seasons. And in both seasons, he was 17th and 19th in points allowed, that defense was. So, he does have experience. The only problem is that he hasn't looked very good, or at least his defenses haven't looked very good. And obviously, it comes down to the talent on the roster as well. And I don't know too much specifically about those teams, but maybe they weren't great, and so it was tough as a defensive coordinator. Honestly, I don't know. So he does have experience, maybe not the experience Packers fans would have hoped. And most recently, he has been the assistant head coach / linebackers coach for the Rams defense, who's been, lights out the past couple seasons with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, all those guys. With Brandon Staley, defensive coordinator there. Moving on to the Chargers, they liked what they saw there. So maybe because he's had time to spend, with Staley, with this Rams defense, and maybe, I'm guessing he's picked up lots of things to sort of see how the Rams have built up their great defense. So you'd assume maybe he would, sort of bring that philosophy to Green Bay, and hopefully we can sort of replicate the success the Rams have. Obviously, the Rams have, so many talented players on the defensive side of the ball, so it will be tough to replicate that. But honestly, I'm not sure what defense he'll be bringing to Green Bay. I'm not sure if he'll bring, that Rams defense, or if he has some other ideas. He could have some other things he wants to bring to the table. So he is going to be the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers coming into 2021. And I was seeing lots of people talk about it earlier when people saw that Leonhard was no longer going to be, the top option, considering he decided to turn it down. And it seemed like Barry was a guy that most people didn't really want. I guess it's partly just because of what we've seen from him from the past as a defensive coordinator. And he does, have some experience with Matt LaFleur. They coached together back in 2017 with the Los Angeles Rams. So maybe it's not the guy that most of us had hoped would come in. But honestly, I trust Matt LaFleur. He's been a great coach. And, you'd assume that he has, sort of a vision for what he sees this Packers team becoming. We're going to get to see what he can bring to the table. Hopefully it's good. 2021 will definitely be a year for this defense to see, is Joe Barry the guy? Can he, create a great defense for the Green Bay Packers? Because we know we have so many talented players. There are definitely some holes that we need to fill, especially, I would say, cornerback. Taking a look at the Rams defense, one of the things about them, they have 2 stellar cornerbacks. They have Jalen Ramsey, and then Darius Williams is also a great cornerback. He was ranked number 4 for PFF's grade in cornerbacks in 2020, and Jalen Ramsey was actually ranked, I think, 8th or 9th, so a little better than Jalen Ramsey. And so for the Packers to be able to sort of do something similar to the Rams, we definitely need another good cornerback, and I think the Packers should come in, in the first, second round of the draft and draft a cornerback to bring in here to sort of bolster this Packers defense. Because honestly, we have lots of talent outside of that. Zadarius Smith, Rashawn Gary's developing. Jair Alexander is one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Our safety group is stacked. We got Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. Definitely we need, another cornerback, and as well as, some more interior D linemen. Just sort of like, the Rams have Aaron Donald. He's a beast, obviously. So hopefully Staley can come in and bring that Rams defense, bring that Rams philosophy. Will he, do the same schemes, all that kind of stuff? Honestly, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see, coming into 2021. But hopefully, he brings something good to the table. So that is everything I wanted to cover in today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. As always, it helps push the video out to more people. And if you're new, you haven't subscribed yet, and you want to see some more Packers news, content, all that kind of stuff, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, as always. I really appreciate all your guys' support, the comments, the likes, everything. Really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys on the next one.